Hi my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe is Myanmar, or as I now know, Burma. I didn't know that when I was looking at the world alphabetically list. It said Myanmar, and then I looked at another one and it was Myanmar brackets Burma. So with that being said, it still comes under Myanmar, so I'm going to be making a Burmese curry. I love my curries and I like seeing what other countries do, how they do their curries. So today you will need one large onion, a fresh jalapeno if you can. No, I couldn't get fresh jalapeno. So I've got a jar of this, and basically you're just supposed to chop them up and de-seed them and everything, but I'm going to be using them. So you will also need 18 garlic cloves. Yeah, I said 18, which is a lot. You need 6 inches of ginger, a 1/4 cup of oil, some chicken thighs, 2 teaspoons of paprika, 1.5 teaspoons of turmeric, 2 teaspoons of fish sauce, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 red potatoes cut into cubes, and 4 chopped tomatoes. Now you can use fresh tomatoes, you can use tin tomatoes. I'm going to use fresh tomatoes and I'm going to use a small bit of tomato paste. That's my preference. You don't have to do that, you can just use tin tomatoes. So let's get cracking, let's get cooking. So the first thing I'm going to do is prep all my stuff. So we need the large onion, and this is going to go into, well, it's supposed to go into a blender, but I'm using a stick blender because I don't have a process, you know what I mean. So we're just going to cut the onion up as small as I can. And then we're going to put it into a bowl because I will be stick blending it. And hopefully it'll turn out the way it should, because you're kind of making like a paste, I guess. So take that first layer off. So I said, whoops, I'm just going to cut just roughly cut into small pieces. I know I should have a disc under my board to stop it from moving. And I'm not really used to using a sharp knife, so hold it right, Marty, I might get some will. So you can see I'm just roughly chopping. So I'm going to put that into my bowl. I missed one. So that's roughly chopped. Put that there on. The next thing we need is our garlic cloves. So yes, I said 18. Now I have actually already peeled them. Again, I'm just roughly chopping them. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if you had a proper food processor, food blender, then you can just put them in whole. And I don't, so I'm just roughly chopping them. Hopefully my stick blender will do the rest. Oops, nearly had my fingers off. Cut that one a bit more. Nope. Now normally I would have done this in my pestle, but with it being a lot of garlic, that'd take me hours to do, so we'll just do this. Coming up to the last couple now. Oh, still a bit of skin left on that one. So now we put that into the bowl as well. So that's in the bowl. And then you're going to just cut up some ginger. Not the best ginger in the world. Yes, I bought it fresh a couple of days back, but produce not up to much these days. And then we're going to add, wherever I put it, give me a second, you're staring me in the front of my face. We're going to add our jalapenos. Now I know these have seeds in some of them. I'm not going to be de-seeding them, I'm just taking some out. I say that's got that roughly. Now blend these up and then I'll bring you back. Now you see that's my paste done. So let's get on with the cooking. So I put some oil in the bottom of this pan and you're going to put your paste, and you're just going to cook it cook it for 1 minute. Now I know there's a few little bigger pieces in there. Oh well, I'm doing the best I can, guys. So you're going to cook this for 1 minute without the lid, on high, which I have, and then you're going to reduce the heat and then put a lid on that, and then you let it cook for another 15 minutes, stirring every 5-minute interval. So I'm now going to put my lid on this, and I'm going to reduce the heat to low and let that cook for 15 minutes. So while we're waiting for that, we're going to cut our potatoes into cubes. So I'm going to do that. And I double check the recipe. Put them in my bowl. So that's my potatoes nearly done. And then we're going to prep our tomatoes. So that will be all the prepping done while you're waiting. And as I said, you can use tin tomatoes. I just prefer using fresh. So I'm basically just cubing them. And the last tomato. And I'll leave them on the board. So when we're back into the next stage, I will bring you back. So now that's had its 15 minutes, and as you can see, the colour's changed of it. It smells very, very garlicky. So the next thing we're going to do is put our chicken thighs in there. So we open the packet. As you can see, these were boned out, and I'm using 4, so we turn the heat up to medium. So just go and wash my hands. So we're going to cook the chicken like that for 2 minutes. So we put the lid back on. And we're just going to leave that in there for 2 minutes until the next stage. So that's been 2 minutes. So the next thing we're going to do is add our other ingredients. So we're going to put in our paprika, which is 1.5 teaspoons. Sorry, that should be 2 teaspoons. One and a half for the turmeric. I need 2 of the fish sauce. Now the fish sauce I'm using is this Blue Dragon one. And then your salt. I'm going to give that a mix. And then you're going to cook that for another 3 minutes. I'll go back on and cook for another further 3 minutes. So now that's had the 3 minutes. So the next thing we're going to do is add our potatoes. Give that a mix. So I want to make sure everything is mixed together. And then we're going to add our tomatoes. Now don't worry, everything will go down in the pan because obviously potatoes go soft. We're going to add our tomatoes on the top. And then I'm just going to that much of tomato paste. Just give it a quick mix. Now this shouldn't need any water because of the juices from the potatoes, because obviously there's water in potatoes and there's also water in the tomatoes. But if you feel like you need to, then put a small bit in, by all means. Now I'm going to put this on low and we're going to let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. So you can see it's now cooked. I didn't add any water on that. I didn't need to, and neither should you. So I'm going to put some of this now into my bowl and we'll give it a good old taste test. So there it is in my bowl. I've got a bit of everything. It smells very, very gingery and garlicky, so I don't know how it's going to taste. So as I said, we're going to give it a taste test, and that's what it looks like. That's just for my thumbnail. So now we're going to give this a taste test. It is still red hot. So I'm going to try a bit of the potato first. Potato cooked beautifully. There's some of the tomato, and as you can see, whoops. As I said, it is garlicky. There's a little bit of spice from the jalapenos. It's not over tomatoey. You can see the chicken cooked. Now there's more spice coming through. Now I can taste the paprika coming through and the jalapeno. That is really, really nice. The spice, a little bit of the tomatoes coming out of that. It's not too acidic. It's just the right balance. The ginger was a bit overpowering at the beginning, but as you're eating through it, the other flavours take over. So that garlic smooths and levels off. So does the ginger. Each element comes together really, really well. As I said, the first bite was the main prominent taste I was getting was the ginger, but the other flavours started coming through and balanced itself out, and that's a really, really nice dish. And it's a different kind of a curry dish, I suppose, because normally you see curries that like browns or like red, and you know what I'm talking about, the traditional curries that we see and know. So yeah, if I was given a mark out of this, I'd give it maybe an 8, just for the pure reason I think there's a little bit too much ginger in there at the beginning, as I said, but as it balances itself out. So yeah, if you like the content, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing. I'm on the road to 1,000. Have something good lined up when I do hit that, and I hope it's something everybody will enjoy. It might not be enjoyable for me, but it'll be enjoyable for you. So yeah, consider subscribing, click the notification bell for new uploads. I upload nearly every day. There was a bit of a break recently due to unforeseen circumstances, and I'm a bit behind, but from now on, unless anything else comes up, it's smooth sailing. So yeah, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment box as well. I like reading them all. So until the next upload, until the next video, have a nice day. Until the next one, goodbye my friends.